I got rejected, doubted myself, and I almost gave up. But today, I'm studying in South Korea with a fully funded scholarship named GKS. Everyone asked me, what is your GKS journey? So here I am, letting you know how my GKS journey went. Hi, my name is Vaishnavi. If you don't know me, I am from India and I'm a GKS fully funded scholarship student living in South Korea since 2023. And yeah, many of you guys asked me about my GKS journey, like what happened, how did you do it, how did you crack it, and let me tell you from day zero to till now. So first thing and foremost, I really didn't know there was a thing called GKS, and I was not into Korea so much till that time. But later on, after finding K-pop, I got to know that Korea is one of a country where the my major is computer science, so my major is technology, IT development, and everything is very high rised, developed too fast, and there's a lot of technology getting discovered and made. So I was keen interested towards, um, as we know, Samsung, SK, and LG, everything are from Korea. So I was like, let's dig deep about something which I can find. I was almost in my 12th grade. I mean, not almost, I was in my 12th grade and I was searching for scholarships far away from my house because one part of me was, let's do the IIT or JE, crack JE, and just study in the IIT or NITs or other deemed universities. But one part of me was like, let's do something new from in my whole family tree. I was like, let's go out from this country at the age of 18. I didn't even turn 18 at the age of 18. I was having a plan to get out from this country, get a full scholarship so that I don't have any pressure thing on my parents. So I started searching for a lot of scholarships, but for USA, for maybe Australia, England, anywhere where you can get, a lot of scholarships. Yes, there were scholarships like financial aid scholarships and maybe 90% of tuition fees covered kind of a scholarships, but I've seen their acceptancy rate which was less than 5%, which felt not quite pleasing. So I was like, let's try the Asian countries, maybe Korea, maybe Japan. But those days were the days when I started getting interested and having a keen interest towards Korea. So I started like, let's search about Korea scholarship. But I don't know that there were a lot of scholarships and there were a lot of scams going on that time. So I was like, let's not believe whatever is given on the internet. And one day my sister sent me, there's a thing called GK scholarship. I was like, it might be a scam too because there's not a lot of research about GKS and everything. I was like, I don't think it's a real GKS scholarship, so I'm just gonna pass it. But my sister said, no, it's real. Just search it on YouTube. There are a lot of YouTubers who speak about GKS scholarship. I was like, okay, that's interesting. So let's search what is GKS scholarship. So I went on my YouTube and I was like, GKS scholarship, Korea, and there were a lot of people. I was shocked because there were a lot of people who were speaking about GKS and everything. I heard then I started listening to some of the GK scholars speaking like what is GK scholarship, how they have come, and soon, and by day, my interest got deeper, and I was so interested into this scholarship. So I started digging from their original website, that is nied.com, that government.go.kr, and I went and searched for the GKS application. So I saw the GKS application 2022, and because I was a undergrad student, which I was gonna apply, so I just downloaded the guidelines of 2022's. So I was started reading, and it was nothing more than anything for me. I just got so much interested into this. Like I was searching. Then I'm reading. But still, as a newbie for searching scholarships, I was still confused. So I was going and messaging people on Instagram and YouTube and asking them like how to apply. Like I have read the guidelines, but I'm just still confusing because there are some parts in GKS guidelines where it is really confusing, especially for the marks criteria, especially for the expected graduation. And I was in 12th. I It was, I guess, August or September's first week when I found about GK scholarship, and the next week the GK guidelines and the application would be released. I didn't know what to do, but I was like, let's give a chance. If no, then I'm gonna study in India. If yes, then I'm gonna go if by God's wish or something. So the time has come, the date has come. I don't know how. To be honest, let me speak. I don't even know how to write a study of personal statement or study plan, or how to apply the application and everything. And I had a very old photo, etc., etc., a lot of things. But the applications got released in the second week of September, and I just downloaded the guidelines. I studied it twice, but it was still confusing. But thankfully, I didn't get confused in my marks, except the part where they said you have to keep it in CGPA, like 4.5 out of 4.5 and etc. It was a little bit of confusing, but I got cleared in that way. But when it came to my study plan and personal statement, I was like, what should I write? For personal statement, okay, it states that it's a personal statement, so I just like, okay, before personal statement, I was thinking let's apply via embassy track because I felt like embassy track has more chances to get in. So I applied via embassy track. So in that I was like, what should I write as a personal statement and study of purpose? The personal statement, I literally wrote it in 2 hours, whatever was written, and a little bit of changes which I asked my sister to help with, and we changed a little bit, and I spoke a lot about something which is unnecessary, so I just took it out, and just I showed myself. That's it. I didn't even show extraness. I didn't even have a lot of curricular activities. Neither I had a Korean language, nor I had an IELTS. Nothing. I didn't had nothing. Only I had the extracurricular certificates from back from my school and the current 12th unit grades. That's it. I didn't had anything else. And that's what it was. Like my background was very, but nowadays these people are like too crazy about that like they have a very good background, extracurricular certificates, topic, IELTS, etc., etc. But my time I was in that position where I didn't had anything except my marks and except myself. I'm showing in my personal statement. Then it comes to study purpose, study plan. It was like, first was, if you're gonna get selected, then how are you gonna study for Korean language plan, then your major plan, your future plan. Language plan, okay, I get it, because I didn't knew the language, so I was honest about speaking, telling like, I watched K dramas and I'm listening to K-pop, so I can listen and understand what kind of rhythm it goes, and I've spoken in that kind of a way that I'm gonna study a lot, and I'm gonna give my whole 100% on my language here to achieve topic 5 or level. And yes, your girl got topic 5 in within a span of 1 year. And it's not a thing to brag. I did my own hard work, and it was not lucky enough. I was not lucky. It was really hard work. If I would just get one less mark in that, I would lose one level. It would be in that I was in that stage. So language plan, okay. I was really interested into computer science, so I know what to write because Korea was a IT hub and technology. Never had craze towards K-pop, K-drama more than rather than I had more interest in IT and technology rather than K-pop and K-drama. So I used to I found it fascinating that how Korea is fastly developed and how they use everything from public transport to high commission societies. So I really loved that I showed myself in that way. And the university I chose was Korea Tech. So Korea Tech, when I searched Korea Tech, I got to know that it is pure. I mean, for embassy track, I just didn't write about a university, but I showed that like Korea is this and GKS is this, and my plan is this, and my computer science year. And then future plan was like, if I get an opportunity, then I'm gonna work and give my whole learnings and acknowledgement in those works. And if no, then I'm gonna do my masters or something, etc. I don't remember it well, but yeah, that's what how I wrote my study of purpose. And application was done, and I had everything was done. But the point I had a very like a lot of trouble is with apostillation of documents. I live in South India, so sending documents is equal to sending to the north and then coming back. And as you know, India has a lot of festivals, and that was a festival time, and there were a lot of Saturday Sundays when the post doesn't work. So I started searching for agencies who can do apostille within like 2 to 3 days and send me the copies. So I gladly found one, but it costed me like for per one document it was 1700 that time. I don't know how much it is right now, but 1770 rupees, I guess. 1770 rupees per document, and I had to give my five documents that were my birth certificate, my 10th certificate, my 12th expected graduation certificate, and the what is family identification, and one more. And yeah, apostillation, even that gave me a lot of headache because they were like, send the copies. I was like, no, I need it as fast as possible, so please, I'm gonna send you the photocopies, please do send me in that way, send me as. And as soon as the apostillations are done, please let me know how long it's gonna take for the docs to come back to my home, and etc. It took a lot of process, and after 2 days of chatting continuously with that agency, they said okay, and I paid my money. That is also prepaid, and I was really scared that if it would be a fraud, it could be a scam. I literally paid around more than 4,000 rupees. I mean, not me, my dad paid, but yeah, it's too much money for that time, and I was like really scared. But thankfully, the agency was not a scam or a fraud person, but I was really skeptical about how my application is gonna go. Okay, I've done everything, but the big mistake I have done was I applied between 12th, which means I was studying state board and my exams can be postponed or preponed or can be postponed. I don't know how it's gonna be. I didn't even think about that, and I just I talked with my principal, talked with my school manager, college managers, and they said okay for giving my extended sorry, what do you say, expected graduation certificate, recommendation letters, everything was done. I have everything in my hand. I was like, let's apply to embassy. So I selected one, as everyone wanted to go, Sky University, Seoul National University. Second was Unist because it was pure English. Third was Korea Tech because from type B I felt Korea Tech was very good. So I applied for three and I sent directly to the Delhi embassy because that's where we have to send it. Okay, all I have to do is wait and wait and wait. Finally, after 1 month, embassy results have come. And when I was shaking about the results, and I saw I didn't get selected. I got wasted. I felt like all my dreams just appeared in front of me and shattered into a glass. And I was so devastated. I didn't even feel like moving, and I was crying and crying. My parents were telling me, it's okay, you can do anything else. I'll help you for something else. I was like, no. I wanted this scholarship so bad because it's fully funded scholarship and it is in one of the safest country if I in my way. And I was like so devastated. My sister used to stay in another state for that particular time, so I called her and I was like, right. She said, do you have any other option? Then after I said like, I don't know, let me check the guidelines again. So after I checked the guidelines, there was a red box or a blue box, I don't remember, stating that if you are failing the embassy track, you can apply via university track. I got a small hope, but I felt like if embassy is not selecting me, what the hell university is gonna select me? Because I know I'm an expected graduation, so I had an expected graduation certificate, nor I had a lot of extracurricular certificates. So I felt like, nah, I won't get selected. I told my sister like, nah, I won't apply. I'm just too depressed to do anything, and I'm just like, I mean, my sister was like, no, do it, like do it, apply for the university. She was like, don't give up, apply for the university. Then I cut the call with my sister and never talked to my parents, like she's telling that to apply again from university track. And somehow they also, my father was uh he was like, why do you need to go out from this country in another country in this small age? So he was like 50% okay with going, but most of he wished that I didn't go, but my mom was supporting. She said like, let's do it again. I was like, no, no, no. But my dad said, look, I'll give you the money. If it's not getting selected, then you're gonna study here. Don't think about it anymore. I was like, okay. So I started searching, but the point was, it was almost October 2nd or third week. third week, and most of the universities deadlines were done, especially the Seoul National University, UNIST, and a lot of good universities, everything was done. So I only had options from type B, and I applied through UIC track, because UIC track are the only universities who have a little bit longer deadlines. In that I also found Ajao University and a lot of universities. And but to shortlist everything, I listed 10 universities. In that, one was Korea Tech and one was Ajaude and everything. The problem is, I could have applied to Ajaude, but Ajaude is, if I send my documents the next day, like tomorrow. For example, I was crying today, and tomorrow I have to submit my documents again from DHL, because it's gonna take long time to go to Korea. So if I submit via DHL, it's gonna take at least 5 to 6 days. So I was, till that the other day's deadline is done, and there is no other they strictly said, like, if we are not getting the documents within the deadline date, it's no use. So I was like, okay, let's not lose hope and let's find somewhere. Then I found Korea Tech, the university which I'm stuck currently studying in. I found like it's kind of interesting because it's not a big university, but it's only a core engineering university. I wished I could go to a big university where are lots of people and etc. But Korea Tech was also good according to its background and what I've searched about Korea Tech and everything. And luckily, when I saw the deadline was very far, like till April. Sorry, October's ending, I guess. I was like, oh, finally, there was at least one universities which I also found about Kyungpuk or Kyunghee Kukmin, but everyone's deadline will be done as soon as I send my documents. So I was like, okay, let's hope for Korea Tech and let's do the best. And what happened? I applied. I I already had the apostille documents, everything was there. I just changed my little bit of personal statement and study plan because it's only university track. So I focused on it, changed a little bit of application here and there, and then I sent the documents the next day, the other day. DHL had a good student offer, so I got it at around 2999 rupees. And the problem was, it was Saturday, Sunday. So the DHL wouldn't move their supply on Saturday, Sunday because it's on holiday. I was like, I was like tracking it daily, like every second hour and third hour. I was just tracking, but nothing happened. So I was like, oh shit, I'm doomed. But again, I've searched the Korea Text guidelines in the Korea Text website. They said like, please send an electronic mail or something written in like that. So I sent my documents in mail and stated that I'm really sorry because there are a lot of festive season and everything in India. The DHL can be late, but I'm sending my documents in my email. So I was like, email is accepted, and make sure your documents come as soon as possible. I was like, okay, everything is done. And I sent my documents got reached and everything happened. And after, I just forgot about it, and I was continuing my studies. And after some days after enjoying, and one day I just came home from my university tired, I mean, college and tired. I just took my phone like this, and I was searching. Suddenly, an email popped up, like email stating like Korea Tech University. I was like, what? I just opened, and they said like, you are shortlisted for interview. I was like, I literally got whole goosebumps. Even I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like that day was I was not even feeling tired anymore. Then I started preparing for my interview. I don't know how they're gonna ask, and but it was in English. I know that, so that's why like they gave me the set of a date, the time, and everything. I was like sitting, started preparing for my interview. What they're gonna ask. I prepared for like introduction. Why did you choose Korea Tech? Why do you wanna come to Korea Tech? Why did you choose this scholarship, etc. Kind of a questions. And if you wanna watch my interview and GKS everything, I'll keep the GKS playlist I here. Please do check here. So interview was done after some days, after like 1 or 2 weeks. That normally the college doesn't allow you phones to where the students to take phones. So I was like, let's take it secretly so I can check it. The whole bus ride from my home to the college, I was like seeing my phone. I was like, please give me a good news. Suddenly it popped. I was like, so, thank you for your submission, but you're not selected. But it was opposite. I got shortlisted again for like I got listed and I was selected. I was really happy. I was like shouting on my bus with my friend because they were also happy for me. They literally prayed a lot for me because they everyone knows like how badly I wanted this scholarship. Next was the NIED process, and we have to send the medical, and medical I did it, sent to NIED, and I got shortlisted for NIED too. And I was really, really happy. But the problem have come here, have raised. My 12th exams were not done. And I already got my invitation letter. I was like, shit. Because yeah, even the NID got selected, I got my results, final results were out, and I was selected. I was really happy. But my exams were not done. The biggest headache was that my exams were not done. Exams were postponed a little bit. So I was like, shit, yeah, I am doomed. But I didn't lose hope, and I, message email them that I need a deferral. Deferral was allowed, so I asked them if possible, could you give me a deferral because my exams got like this, and I will take a special permission. They said they emailed me the next day and told me, I don't think it's possible, but I'm gonna ask NID and everything. I don't know how they did it, but they accepted my deferral. And I swear, every other single day was a nightmare for me because I got selected, but I couldn't go because of my exams. And if I can also get deselected because it's all under NID. Exams, I got my marks, but the problem is we get a mark sheet and we get our graduation certificate way later, right? If you're an Indian student, you'll know. So I sent my first they called me like, send a soft copy. That time GKS coordinator called me and sent a soft copy. It would be done by an apostillation. So apostillation was done with the same agency, so they gave me, and they were like, uh, why did you just send a soft copy? I need a hard copy with, and this is just a mark sheet. Where's the graduation certificate? I was like, our mark sheet is the graduation certificate. We don't have a graduation certificate, and it comes like around a year or two later. So they said like, make a letter statement from your university college stating that you are graduated. I then ran to my principal's home, not even school because the time it was closed. I ran to her home, made a format, wrote it, she stamped, signed, and I sent everything again. And they were like, okay, you are enrolled and you're selected. You'll get your invitation letter. You're gonna get your documents sent to your home and everything. And I swear, I'm not joking. If people you think, if I was lucky enough to, because I didn't had anything and I was lucky enough, no, I had my own set of struggles and it was really, 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 really hard. But then after getting my all documents and everything, now it was visa's time. I have to go to another state to get my visa done because I was in South Korea. I need to go, sorry, South India. I needed to go to Chennai's embassy. I made all my documents, but I needed to get the TB visa medical checkup. It was Apollo, not bad mouthing, but one is Apollo and second one is starting from M. I called the Apollo and the receptionist said like, you cannot do anything because we are gonna take visa people for only like two countries only, like two people for any country. I was like, what? It's just TB. It's like, but I was like, no, no, we cannot do it. Then I called the next hospital. Thankfully, they said we don't need any reservation. You can just come. So I changed my flight tickets again because I made my flight tickets, and Apollo said no. I had a lot of money lost there. Anyhow, I went to Chennai, got my test done. The next day in the morning, I lined up and I went to embassy. The embassy visa process was very easy because I got a sticker like stating GKS scholarship selected Vaishnavi. So I just ticked it. They checked my all documents and they said, let go. This is how hard it went about what whole GKS journey. Okay, it wasn't easy, and it's not even easy right now because after coming to Korea and completing my language year, I came with master students. So master students here normally start start in the month of September, especially in my university. So I started my bachelor's in this month of September, which is second semester of any year. So I started my semesters from first year, second semester. So I studied second semester subjects first, then my first year's first semester subject. So each year is going like that. And now also I have a lot of problem because I'm also studying third year's first semester's one subject and second year's first year's second year's first semester subjects. It's kind of a roller coaster, but I am doing it, and I know I can do it. Even though it's gonna be so much hard, it's gonna be so much pain, it's too much stress. Trust me, everything is worth it when you come here and step into the country where you want to live. You become independent, you become happy, you have your own self confidence that you can do it. Then you can do it. If I have come through a lot of struggle and I have come here and sitting currently and speaking from South Korea, you can also do it too. So never give up. No matter which country scholarship, never give up. Make sure you have everything needed, everything done, especially your self confidence, and do not give up until you can, until it's really impossible. So this was my GK's journey. Sorry if I spoke it really fast, because I speak a lot faster when I don't think, and I speak about myself. And if you understood how my GK's journey is, I hope your GK's journey goes smoothly, or any other university scholarship journey gets smoothly. So till then, this was for the video. Hope you like it. If you like it, please share, like, subscribe, and put notification on my channel, and follow me on my Instagram, because you're gonna get reels, a lot of reels about Korea and my lifestyle over there and here also. So till then, bye bye.